Welcome
Hello.
to How Are the Children podcast, where we look at the lectionary text for the week through the Childist Biblical Interpretive lens. And this week is for Pentecost 9, Year A, July 26th. I'm Pastor Bridgette Weir in Salt Lake City, Utah.
I am Pastor Lita Arndt Behrens in Fort Collins, Colorado.
And we've
Lovely
been
to be
talking
with you
for
today.
that
Yeah,
what?
I just said lovely to be with you today.
Like we haven't been chatting for an hour ahead of
I
this,
know.
and
I went,
we
oops.
have. It's actually good. It warms us up. So this is good. We hope you are well and can be part of the conversation. So without further ado, I will share the screen for the PowerPoint. There we go. Hopefully you can see it.
Not yet. Oh, there we go.
Okay, good. There we go. My computer's being slow today. I think
Yeah,
it's been so hot here. I think even the computer's like, really? Three
really.
o'clock on a Thursday? I'm
That
not,
can't work.
I'm not interested in this. Yeah. So, not
Same.
interested. Yeah, totally lame. So, as we get going here today, we've got like, is it five parables? We've got a lot of parables.
There are a lot of
Got
parables.
a butt ton of parables. So, we've got a few parables. Why don't you take it
Sorry.
away?
Sure. Parable of the mustard seed. He put before them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like a mustard seed that someone took and sowed in his field. It is the smallest of all seeds, but when it has grown, it is the greatest of shrubs and becomes a tree so that the birds of the air come and make nests in its branches. Parable of the yeast. He told them another parable. The kingdom of heaven is like yeast that a woman took and mixed in with 3 measures of flour until all of it was leavened. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure in a hidden field, which a man found and reburied. Then, in his joy, he goes and sells all that he has and buys that field. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a merchant in search of fine pearls. On finding one pearl of great value, he went and sold all that he had and bought it. Again, the kingdom of heaven is like a net that was thrown into the sea and caught fish of every kind. When it was full, they drew it ashore, sat down, and put the good into baskets, but threw out the bad. So it will be at the end of the age. The angels will come out and separate the evil from the righteous and throw them into the furnace of fire, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Have you understood all this? They answered yes.
Sure.
Whatever, just don't throw me into the fire.
Yeah.
And he said
Yeah.
to them, therefore, every scribe who has become a disciple in the kingdom of heaven is like the master of a household who brings out his treasure, what is new and what is old.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we got a little bit going on. A lot of the kingdom of heaven is like, and I'm not sure if I put this in the slides. I did the slides 2 days ago now, so I'm kind of forgetting. But one of the things that I was telling Pastor Lita, we have lay preachers at my congregation. I'm part time. So I only preach 2 Sundays a month. And actually, because of some personal stuff, I'm going to be a grandma any day now. I'm not scheduled to preach again until the 16th. So I meet with my lay preachers once a month and we go through their sermons. And so the woman preaching on this one did this really lovely thing where she took that phrase, the kingdom of heaven is like, and put in contemporary
Mhm.
pieces. And one of the things we're going to do on our social media is use this as a prompt on our social media. Place here what tell us what you think the kingdom of heaven is like, or where you see the kingdom of heaven this week.
Yeah.
So, kind of a way to prompt. And she's going to actually have people in her sermon, she's going to offer that and have them stop and actually think about it and offer it to one
Cool.
another. So I don't think that made it onto the PowerPoint. I will try to remember to add it, but I just wanted to share that is like that right there is could be really powerful way to connect it. What is the kingdom of heaven like to you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and Jesus is asking us to wonder that with the imagination of a child. I think I mean, that alone could be a beautiful children's time. And,
Mm.
maybe get magazines and all kinds of stickers and glittery paper and let them create a mural of what the kingdom of heaven is like, right?
Yeah.
Um, Because the other thing that's cool is that Jesus is offering concrete examples, right? It's not the kingdom of heaven is like floating on a cloud or the kingdom of
Right.
heaven, right? It's the kingdom of heaven is like some bread, y'all, right? And I think that
It's a
that's
seed. It's some
yeah, right?
pearls. It's
It's the things we know. It's not things we don't know. Like we know
hmm
the kingdom of heaven,
hmm
right? We know the kingdom of heaven. And a lot of times I think we don't believe that we don't know.
Yeah.
Or at least I do. I
Yeah.
know what it'll be like. Oh, come on. And I think
Yeah.
Jesus calls BS on that, right? Because I think it's a way to let ourselves off the hook from
Yeah.
working to reveal the kingdom of heaven. If we don't know it, if we claim we can't see it, we don't have to do anything.
Well, yeah, that's sounds like people.
Sounds like people. Yeah, it sounds like me. Maybe,
hmm
yeah, maybe y'all are better than I am, but yeah, it's like mustard seeds, and technically a noxious weed, but also a place for birds and bugs and life, and probably other little weeds that grow up underneath it if it's so big, right? And
Yeah.
shade. But it
hmm
reminded me of dandelions, which you
Okay.
can eat. You cannot actually eat mustard seed plants. I guess they will make you very sick,
Okay.
possibly lead to death, is what I read, but
Oh dear.
I know. Oh, no, no. Maybe that's the tears.
No,
Maybe I'm getting the tears
not
mixed
the
up.
pear. The mustard
I think
seed
it's the
we
tears.
use.
I'm so sorry. I'm
We
getting our
use
weeds
the
and we.
seeds. I'm like,
No, I
which
think
part
not
of the
mustard.
plant?
Sorry, I'm thinking another plant. Sorry, I'm getting all of our texts mixed up in my
It
mind.
does spread easily. I do know
It
that
does.
mustard seed, I don't know if it's considered a noxious weed, but
I think it's noxious because it spreads.
spreads. Yeah, it does
Yeah,
spread easily.
yeah. And it chokes out other things, which is what
It
makes
does.
it noxious. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm getting the weeds and the tears. Tears are not good to eat. Perfect. Okay. Anyway, but adult like my husband has a personal vendetta against dandelions every year. It's actually quite,
Oh.
this with my Guer. It's quite interesting that he sees one and he gets his little digger, and at least he doesn't bother me for a while, so this is good. But
I have
children,
a friend who it's her favorite.
yeah, is it?
Yeah,
She loves them.
she
I
loves
mean,
them.
they're this gorgeous, attractive yellow, like they're like quintessential yellow, right?
hmm
And then they're great fun when they go to seed. It's like blowing bubbles.
hmm
Um, so maybe not all we think of as noxious is actually a problem,
Right.
right? Do we invent problems?
Yes. Why is that? Why do we
Why do
invent
we do that?
drama?
Because then we don't have to do, maybe it's back to we don't have to do the hard things, but we can just
Yeah.
worry
Or the
about the
control.
piping
I
hot
don't know.
tea.
I've had some experiences this week with people inventing things that are problems that are not problems,
Not a problem.
or being upset about things that we don't need to be upset about. There are plenty of
Yeah.
things you can be upset about.
Oh, right? There's a list.
Yeah, where a table is not one of them.
No,
It's just not.
it's just not. Yeah. So we wanted to check out Dr. Amy Jo Levine's book, The
Mhm.
Mustard Seed. And I think Pastor Lita added a picture.
Yeah, at the end I put more about
Perfect.
that. So,
We'll talk about that more, but I didn't want to lose it.
yeah.
But the other thing about this, with, looking at it through a childist lens, size is irrelevant in the
Yeah,
kingdom
I
of
think
heaven.
that's so important.
Yeah. Say more. What,
Well, just even, I mean, when you're talking to children about
yeah.
how they do have an impact in the world,
Yeah.
but I think in our whole way of thinking culturally, we just think bigger or more is better.
Right? Bigger's better.
And it Jesus is kind of saying, well, it's not better, or
No.
it's not at the level of being important enough for the kingdom of heaven.
Right? This is about the world's economy and God's economy.
Economy, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah. All are worth the purchase price, right?
mhm,
You're worth the price of admission, right? And
yeah.
investment. I
Mhm.
think about that, do we invest in what really matters? I think about as somebody that did early childhood child care organizing in the state of Utah for a couple years, kind of professionally, and now I'll be an agitator for free, frankly. Um, there's some things I'll do for free. Um, but I think about, and but Lita, you and I chatted about this 23, 24 years ago, that for every dollar we invest in early childhood education, it actually saves society $9 to $12. If we
Mhm.
were to invest in 0 to 5, we would not have to spend as much money on basically incarceration, on remedial reading, on it. The outcomes show that more people work with higher incomes. I mean, there's all kinds of research around this, but we refuse to invest in it now up front,
Yeah.
right? Because it feels like, I don't know what it feels, an entitlement, I guess. It feels like, I don't know. But right. So
Well,
what do we
preschool
invest?
teachers are the lowest paid of
Uh,
any teacher.
yes, they are, right? We don't invest in them as professionals. We
It
see
makes
it as only babysitting,
Yep.
and it's not. So, right, this is not of God, right? We're divesting currently
Yeah.
in the next generation, and any support for the invisible, for the disabled, the poor, the mentally ill, the folks unsheltered, right? That
Hmm.
is not of God. Jesus always invested in the least of these, invested
Yeah.
his time, invested the disciples' time, right? Invested in um, God's people. And so what we invest in is what we will sow and reap,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
I think about the pearl in the or the hidden treasure in the field, right? He invested in that field and reaped a great reward. And we have to be careful with this because
Yeah.
you don't want to get into prosperity gospel and plant your seed and get a blessing. This isn't about that.
No,
This
and this
isn't
isn't about
personal
personal wealth
wealth.
at all.
It's
Um,
about health of the community.
mm-hmm.
Um,
Have a thought.
yeah, health of the community. So that
Yeah.
what?
I had a thought I was gonna say and I
Oh,
lost it.
sorry.
No, it's fine. It
Well, if you
went.
think of it, yeah, yep. Oh, friends, we are menopausal, and so that just happens. It's an in
Oh, I
go.
know. It was the sow and the reap. I've been doing a little more reading around climate justice and
Oh
eco
yeah,
justice.
there you
And
go.
when you say, what we invest in, we will sow and reap. Well,
Here we
both
are.
our states are on fire.
Yes,
So,
they are.
um, it kind of, I'm like, yeah, that's the negative example. But,
Well,
but this can tie into that as well. Like what? How
yeah,
how do we invest in things that are healthy for the next generation? And then that includes creation and
yep.
how we treat the earth.
And the connection between children and eco theology is really strong, right?
Hmm.
Especially in, yeah, both of our states are on fire.
Hmm.
A lot of days, Salt Lake has the worst air quality in the nation. Right now, our friends in the Boundary Waters get that. I saw that. But this week, 90% of Bears Ears and 90% of Grand Staircase Escalante and 91% of Bears Ears was removed as protected. Like
Right.
yeah. And so now that can be used, that land will be extracted,
Mhm.
exploited for its uranium drilling. I think oil maybe, don't, or natural, maybe it's natural gas. Anywho, they're going to destroy this natural landscape that is not just recreation, it's ecosystems,
Right.
it's water contamination, it's water use. In a state where we are in a mega drought in Utah, that's super funsies. Um, they want to build a data center that would use the equivalent of 100,000 household use of water a day.
Mhm.
We had a dust storm a week ago off the Great Salt Lake that included the particles in the air included heavy metals and arsenic.
Oh.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
Mhm.
So, yeah, what are we investing in? And is that good for our children? Our children can't play outdoors here a lot because of the inversion and the smog.
Yeah, and this is stuff that I think Americans think about other countries.
Uh-huh. Like, right? Usually
Yeah,
what comes,
parts of China and
yep,
the.
and parts of India and parts of, yep.
Mhm.
And no,
I know it's right here.
nope, it's right here. Yeah. So there's a lot of eco theology you can do through a childist lens as well,
Okay.
um, because how our children are going to grow up to be sick,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, and then we get this parable of the fish, which kind of feels a little out of sync to me with all the I'm like, and now we're going to talk about something completely new,
Yeah.
which is probably just Matthew being like, well, I have this great story of fish I got to put somewhere, um,
Yeah.
right? But it does kind of go through. My guess is Matthew did want to talk about this evil from righteous, right?
Hmm.
Weeds from the wheat, good fish from bad, goats from sheep, right? This is a theme with Matthew. Um, and and I kind of was like, how would children hear this sorting?
Yeah.
Good from bad. That feels very
Well, they're
binary,
gonna hear the fiery furnace and be scared.
right?
I'm like, Matthew, come on.
Although you said fiery furnace, and my mind immediately went to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Oh, well, that's true. My mind goes to hell.
In so many ways, but I will leave that alone. My mind goes to hell.
I
I
mean,
mean,
that's
yeah,
where I'm
my
like,
mind
come on,
always
Matthew.
goes to hell. I mean, it's just I'm just in hell, but yeah.
You have to say it that way.
I know. Yeah, I
But
know, right?
anyway, that's not the
Because
point.
I used to worry about that as a kid.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. And I have some kids worrying about it right now. They're
Oh,
so scared.
oh.
And it's nothing we preach, but I'm like, they're going to hear this sentence
I know.
in worship, and that's all they're going to hear.
So I also thought about connecting this to the Lord's Prayer,
Oh, yeah.
like protect us from evil.
Hmm.
Maybe the sorting is partially, I don't know. I mean, it's hard. We don't want to just explain away the hard things, right?
No,
And
because it's a hard thing.
it's a hard thing, but we have to cling to, we don't take these passages out of their context and out of the context of the whole story of
Hmm.
God's love for us, right? Which I think is why you could connect that to the Lord's Prayer, to Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Hmm.
God's will isn't for evil to win. Never.
Right.
Not in the world and not in our hearts, right?
Yeah. I was thinking too, it's not even like a Matthew cultural thing. It's also a people thing. Like we
Yeah,
want people to be punished.
yeah, we kind of do. We like comeuppance. That's our favorite word at our
And
house. It's
and
comeuppance.
so I can just imagine Matthew writing it and being like, yeah, okay, fine. There's some people who are going to go to the
Great.
furnace.
Like, yeah, like
Don't be one
maybe,
of them.
but it's always God doing the judging. I think that's the other thing is it's not us.
Yes. Well, because that's right before, right? Like
Right. Yeah.
God's
The
doing the judging in
angels.
the two parables
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. The
So,
angels will sort.
angel,
God will
cool.
sort. Yeah. Yeah. No, well, no. He got Matthew uses all kinds of
Sure.
imagery is my point, right? But the sorting is not up to us, which is good news.
Hmm.
Our job is to love everyone, right?
Yes,
And so to not overlook anyone. But it's hard
it is hard.
of what to do with this passage. And so I wanted to name that I don't know that I have any complete brilliance other than to remind kids of other um, positive ways that God shows up, right? That
Yeah.
and we pray every Sunday, or however many times you pray the
Mhm.
Lord's Prayer, protect us from evil, save us from the time of evil.
Matthew may send you to the fiery furnace, but
Matthew
Jesus
might,
didn't come
but
save you.
Jesus doesn't. Yeah, right. But I do think that is some of that is the human nature that we want
Yeah.
people to get what's coming to them. And
Mhm.
you know, what's coming to them is God's kingdom.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah.
We don't like that. Um, so it's hard. Um, and then I just did a little bit of Greek work, y'all. I didn't do a ton, but I was curious about the about the fish and the. But so the word translated as net is sagini in Greek. It's a dragnet. In other words, it just gathers everything together. And the word everything is pantos. And everything is caught, all of us. That's also good news. God does catch us,
Yeah.
right? And maybe this might be a stretch. I just thought of this. Maybe some of it is that we do get sorted out in the right. We get the things that aren't serving us get sorted out when we're caught up
Hmm.
in God's net.
Yeah, that's an interesting thought.
I yeah, and maybe it's heresy, so do with it what you will. But this sorting, and I didn't do the Greek on that one. Maybe I should have, because maybe it's more than just two piles, right?
Yeah.
It's not, maybe this is a sorting out of, I don't know, I have got a lot in my life to sort out. So this is why I have a spiritual director who doesn't get paid enough. Um, but right, how we don't sort ourselves out, God sorts us out,
Hmm.
right? We can't sort ourselves out alone.
Very true.
So, oh, and I'm sorry. Do you understand? No, they don't.
I love other that's how I read it. Do you understand? They're like, yes,
Yeah,
because don't
I'm
say
hungry.
anything else.
Yeah, because I'm hungry and I just need this to be over. Yeah, I just need this to be done. Yeah, yeah, right. So, and then the other thing that was interesting is that some commentators, a few of them noted that verses 51 and 52 are Matthew's reflection on his own ministry as a
Oh,
scribe.
okay. Okay, yeah.
Because
I
that it yeah, it seems like a non sequitur.
it does, and that's not clear. So it's nice to have that.
Yeah,
It's not like you read it and think that's what's happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah.
Hmm.
And then I think this could be another sermon angle. Treasures of old and new both matter in God's kingdom.
Mm.
So again, it's that idea no one's overlooked, but new ideas can exist alongside old ones. I don't know if that's an issue in your congregation. I've never
Oh,
had that
no.
congregation. No?
Never
Okay.
had that problem.
No, me neither. One does not supersede the other, right? I think older folks get worried about being just completely ignored and cast aside by the younger.
And the
And
younger get worried about being ignored and cast aside.
correct, right? And I also think you could have the larger conversation if this fits in your congregation and context of Christianity does not supersede Judaism, right?
No,
So
no.
that would be the other piece that, maybe Matthew is talking a little bit about that, right? That like
Yeah.
Judaism and this new the way, followers of Jesus, do indeed both contain treasures and do indeed matter in God's kingdom, right? It's all treasure,
Hmm.
right? And treasure's also in the eye of the beholder. Like what you, right? One person's trash is another person's treasure. And so how do we honor that? Um,
Just a side note to the mothers of young children. You don't have to honor all the trash they bring into the house.
oh, we know you don't.
Sorry, when you said that, I flashed back to
Huh?
our children when they were younger. And there was
Yeah.
lots
And
of treasures that
uh-huh.
were not.
Not.
So
No.
anyway.
No. Yeah. No, that is so lovely. I'll put it right here, and then it
Sure.
disappears. Right? So we can
Yeah.
listen to the wisdom of our elders and the fresh perspectives of our youth.
Yeah.
And then what new thing is God doing when we can collaborate, be in mutual relationship across generations, political divides, and other polarizations, right? So that was, I don't know, that phrase at the end really caught me because I was like, yeah, this isn't an either or about is it old, is it new, what's better. That's not the point.
Hmm.
The point is, does it honor God,
Yeah.
right? Um, God's kingdom is like the old and the young worshiping God together, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's,
There's a lot of ways you can go with this.
yeah, there's some really lovely ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, there's some really lovely ways. So, oh, and here's the marvelous mustard seed. Yeah, I'll make that change. And then this is
Oh,
a fantastic
it
book.
really is, and it
It's
takes
so beautifully done.
imagination. So
Yeah.
don't think it's not going to follow Matthew's mustard seed exactly, but
Mm-mm.
it builds on it as an idea of the kingdom of God
Yeah.
and how what the kingdom of God could be like.
Yep.
And could really launch you into some creative things with kids and
And your
adults.
sermon. Yeah. I
Your
mean, yeah.
sermon. Um, I think it could be used to then tie into the sermon, right?
Yep. Yep.
Um, and I read this story to our kids a lot, not always in worship, but like, in other kid activity things. And I really
Yeah.
like it.
Me too. So how are the children?
Oh, they are God's great treasure. Yes, they
Yeah.
are. Yes,
And
they
they
are.
the kingdom of heaven are like children
Hmm.
worshiping God, right? So,
Hmm.
yeah. So, be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode of our How Are the Children podcast. We will be in Minnesota this week at the let's see, the Conference of Theology, Worship, and Arts. Make sure it's CTWA,
Hmm.
all the acronyms, at St. Olaf. And so we hope to record from there this week.
Yeah.
And if you're going to be there, be sure to stop by our table and say hi. And
Yeah.
yeah, so, and as always, we have our Childist Biblical Interpretive talking points at the end, and just as a refresher, or if you're new to this. So, yeah, so thank you for joining us.
Yeah.
We just get a lot of great stuff out of Matthew as we roll through the summer.
Hmm.
So it's and the feeding of the 5,000s in a couple of weeks too, which is
Oh, good.
always good. I think that's the second. Actually, I think that might be the one we're doing on next week.
Oh,
So
yeah,
it
it
would
would
be the
be.
feeding of the
Would be.
5,000.
Hmm.
So that could be a fun one to do with a group. So we'll look
Yeah,
forward to
that would be
seeing you.
fun.
That'd be fun.
Okay.
So, all right. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.